All right, well, let's get started. Thanks everybody for joining the webinar on the Marketing Cloud from Salesforce. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about the control panel here. For now, I have you in mute, but after the end of the presentation, I will give you an option to raise your hand. You have the icon there in the bottom, if you can see it, and once you raise your hand, you'll be able to ask questions to our certified instructor, Leonardo Barbosa, who is joining the webinar with us. And without anything else, let's go ahead and get started with the webinar. So first, let me present myself. My name is David Russo. I work for K2 University. Here you have my contact information, my email address, and my phone number. Let me explain to you a little bit about K2 University. So K2 started as well, actually, let me tell you later in another slide that I have for you guys, this one. So as you probably know, K2 started as a recruitment company only. We're the #1 global IT recruitment company in the world globally, but we want to differentiate ourselves from other recruiting companies. So we needed to keep growing, to take it a step further. So we came up with these two other branches right here. There are K2 Connect and K2 University. K2 Connect is the online platform. It's very powerful. We have it in, it has a lot of users. And basically what it is a platform. So every IT that's been in contact with us, or has been recruited by us, or has is doing a course with us, has that interconnectivity to chat with each other, find jobs, find opportunities, and always be interconnected, right? Salesforce professionals with other Salesforce professionals, SAP professionals with other SAP, and so forth, right? And then the third one is K2 University. That's the branch that I work for. And what was happening in our recruitment business is that clients were asking us for profiles that we couldn't find. So we weren't able to fill those gaps at the speed of the market change, right? We all know that in the technology world, everything is constantly evolving and constantly changing. So the profiles and people weren't staying up to date with these technology changes. So we found the need to react to this. So what we did was found K2 University, a new brand, so we can keep training these consultants and basically stay up to date with the market requirements. So the process basically starts here actually. Normally we train people. We start with our courses that we have in all kinds of technology, especially right now the very popular one, Salesforce, but also SAP, etc. After that, you're connected to the platform, the K2 Connect platform, where you have these outreach to all these companies and other IT professionals, and then we try to place you in a position that's coherent with your expertise and what you have learned with us. Okay, this is some of the board members of K2, and this goes here just to show you that we operate globally. Okay, we have 19 offices, now 20 offices all over the world, from North America, South America, Europe, Asia, etc. Okay, so let's go ahead and start a little bit with the marketing world, okay, and the email marketing, how it was before, right? Here you see a little character of the Mad Men protagonist. See, that's how, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show, but this is how marketing was done before, and actually not too many years ago it was done that way. So it was not digital, it was very slow. You had to send the emails one by one, slow delivery. You had no reception confirmation. You never knew if the customer or the people that you were sending these marketing campaigns were actually getting your information or not. it wasn't automated, like I said, no metrics. You didn't know, what the reactions of your customers were. And this all changed with the digital era, okay, that we're on now. So we have these very powerful tools now, okay, so we can actually measure, customize content. We have a brand visibility, okay. All this new products, they're very good, but they only work if we have these professionals behind that know how to use it. And this is why it's so important, to keep learning and stay updated with the requirements of the market, so we can actually know how to use all these powerful tools. Because it was happening at the beginning that, these very potent machines of marketing and digital in general were coming up, but there weren't enough professionals, right, to fill these positions. So this gives you a little bit of, insight of what the marketing has come into, right? You obviously have sales increments thanks to this. It creates a community, right, between the brand and the customer. It's a high reach channel, obviously, because it's over the internet. The experimentation you can do is a lot greater now. It's actually to a lower cost than it was before, because it's all integrated in one system and it's over the cloud and it's interconnected with apps and APIs. Okay, so this is a slide here on how the buying experience used to be. So it was very linear, right? You needed something, you went to the store, you try to find it. Once you found it, you buy it. You have any problems with it, you go to the service desk. And that's all. That's the whole buying experience, how it used to be. Now, obviously, with mobility and artificial intelligence coming into play in the marketing world, we transform all this experience, right? Not every customer is the same. So some customers want to go to the store, some buy over the internet, over social media, over SMS, email, YouTube, social media, so we have to actually create paths for each customer, since they're not the same, and what's their preferred method of purchase, right? This is where mobility and artificial intelligence and products like Email Studio or Marketing Cloud from Salesforce comes in, right? So a brief introduction into Salesforce. So it's been around for around 20 years. It started as a CRM on the cloud. It was actually the market leader. Once it came out, after a few months, a year or so, it already became the leader. And also it's been the growth leader. It's the one that's been growing the most. Right now, this is a little bit outdated actually, but it's over 180,000 companies right now that are using Salesforce. So that gives you a little bit of an insight on how many companies are using it and how important it is, right, to have this knowledge, have this in your resume, really, to be able to find a position in any kind of job. And this is where the market is going, right? All over the world is shifting into technology. So here we can see the Marketing Cloud, how it has different little parts of the cloud, right? We can divide it into. You have sales, you have service, you have Email Studio, Mobile Studio, interaction, communities. Right now, the ones that we're going to be talking more in detail about is the Email Studio, but just so you know that they're all very, very, very important to actually finalize the journey of a customer through all platforms, okay? So let me give you a little bit of some alliances, the most important alliances actually, from Marketing Cloud. The first one is Amazon Web Service. This is for everything to do with Internet of Things. IBM Watson for their artificial intelligence, and Google for their analytics. Okay. Also, some important acquisitions that Salesforce made. You can see, all of these. They're very, very big companies that have been acquired. So just to put it into perspective, Salesforce spent more than $2 billion into acquisitions. That tells you a little bit of how it's been growing. There's actually no stopping Salesforce at the moment. It keeps growing and growing and growing. It's expected to keep growing a lot more over the next few years. Some interesting parts is part of it for the marketing, that Diorama, artificial intelligence, software development. Rebel is the last one that they purchased. Okay. So now back to the marketing cloud. Now we can see that it's the customers era. Okay, the multi-channel. Like I was saying, they don't just go to the store and buy. You have many ways of buying, and you have to customize, right, your brand to fit your customers' need, and your customers can be very different, so you can't use the same tactic for every customer, right? You have to make profiles, standardize, and then make every customer experience unique. So here we have the layout page of Email Studio. As you can see, it's very clean, very easy to use. It's drag and drop, and here we're creating the journey, right? This is a journey builder, okay? So what we're doing here is creating a journey for a specific customer, okay? So with the help of artificial intelligence. So what we do is mapping their course, right? Mapping their journey. So for example, first a welcome email to, get them engaged, a little bit of introduction to our brand, and then the next following actions, right? So if they open an email, they might be interested, might not. We send them a second email. If they don't open it, we take a different course. We send a push message, send an SMS. We, an ad on social media. We have to experiment with different paths, right? And this is how it works. It's pretty easy. It's drag and drop, and this is how we create a path for a customer. After that, obviously, we have to select what kind of email, what goes into the email, right? Create our personalized email for each customer. So when we click onto the email, we directly go into the Email Studio page. So here's where we create the email specifically for each customer. So for example, if somebody likes trails or someone is into basketball, we know this by Google Analytics. We go in and we go to create the email, and we can personalize this email. Somebody likes basketball, this one. Somebody likes trails, this one. Personalize the email. And you can also create it for PC, for mobile. How is your customer more likely to open and stay engaged? Do they open their emails normally on their phone? Do they open them on their PC? This is how we have to determine a little bit and create this path for each customer. Okay, here we have look into Einstein. That's the artificial intelligence part in Marketing Cloud. So what it does, it's categorize each customer after we get the analytics from them, and it tells us what the best course of action is. Okay, so for the loyal customers, we do this action, select the shoppers this action, window shoppers this action, wind endowment, and then a reminder. Okay, so it tells us a little bit about what course to move with each customer. Okay. Here we have a layout of how everything is seen with Google Analytics, right? What the insights are, and how our marketing campaign is going. This is a lot better than the old days with Excel spreadsheet, right? You can see everything here. The engagement prediction, you have email open prediction, email click prediction, web conversion into sales prediction. All these, for example, look excellent, but this one looks poor, so you have to go and view details. Einstein will help us fix this and tell us what to do so we can create a better subscriber retention. Okay. Here we have the page of Interaction Studio. So once they receive the email, once they're engaged with our brand, it tells, this part tells us what they're doing, how they are navigating through our brand. Are they doing web? Are they doing mobile? Are they starting in web, then moving to mobile? Are they clicking here, but then they go to this other page? Do they comment on social media? Do they don't? This is also very, very potent tool to have. It's a very good insight to have, to know where each customer is navigating through in your company, right? In your brand. Okay, and here we have the social studio. Okay, so this is very interesting. It actually, also with the help of Einstein, the artificial intelligence, tells us what the talk being about of our company. It knows when somebody's talking about our brand because of hashtags, pictures, it recognizes products, it recognizes hashtags, and also it recognizes if people are talking positively or negatively about our brand. So we can go in and interact, right? Okay, here we have Datorama. It's this new company that Salesforce bought not that long ago, and it's integrated into Salesforce Marketing. And here I'm going to show you a case study of how Warner Brothers uses it. Okay. So Warner Brothers have different branches as well, right? So they have theater, they have television, they have games, and then it gives all the we could say advice as to what to do in each one of them, right? All the information we got in each one and what the course of action is. Theatrical, we have ROI, income, and let's click, for example, theoretical. We can see everything that you can interconnect it with. Okay, it's a lot of Google Ads, Analytics, Facebook, etc. You can actually, there's a lot of them. Pinterest, Diorama, etc. Let's go into theaters, okay? And let's see, for example, this is the layout page. So you can see how neatly and user-friendly, and how you have all your data right here without having to go anywhere else to see, okay? You can see how much you spend, what's the reach, the engagement of people, is it a positive, neutral, or negative sentiment? What's your income, how is it doing on Netflix, how's the channel mix going, which are your best revenue sellers. You have all this information here in just one page. So just think of how amazing this is, where you had to before to see how much you spend, see how much you're getting in income, you had to spend days and days of research. Now with Google Analytics and artificial intelligence from Datorama, you have everything in one page done automatically, just like that. You can see what you spend, your reach, engagement, traffic, revenue. Every time you launch a movie, you put out a movie, it tells you how good it's doing, or how bad it's doing, how it's doing, etc. And you can click on each one of them. It gives you additional information about it. Over here, you can see how it's going globally, how it's doing in sales in other parts of the world. So just think how amazing it is to have all this information at your fingertips. You can also see, how well it's doing in social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And also, let's go with another case study of how Ticketmaster uses this technology, Marketing Cloud specifically, from Salesforce. So as you see here, it's a journey, right? To get to each customer, you have to create a journey for them, because if not, they're going to go with another brand, or they're going to go another place, because the expectations of customers are really gone up the last few years with all these developments, right? So here you see how the journey goes. So you start with Journey Builder. Okay, you create the first content, the emails, the first connection to this customer. After this, you go to Google Analytics with the help of Google Analytics, and you see, how the retention rate are, who's opening your emails, who's not, what each people like, what they don't like. After this, you get good information, so you can go to Email Studio and customize each email so it's individual for the customer. So if they like this kind of music or that kind of music, you can actually edit this and send to each customer what they're most likely to like, right? And that way get a better experience for the customer. After that, once they're engaged already with our brand, you can see in an Interaction Studio what are their paths normally. If they do email, if they do web, what's their what device, basically. Okay, they like to use better. So for this one, for example, we like mobile. So once they purchase a ticket, for example, you can send them the code to get in. You send them push notifications on SMS, because you found out already with all these tools that that's the most easy way for that customer to stay, to like your brand and stay interactive with it. And then obviously to finalize, you go to Social Studio after they gone to the event already. You can send in a push notification. Hey, why don't you share an image of you and your Instagram account, for example, or on your Twitter, and share it. That gets, obviously also more people looking into it, and it's a better experience too, right? From the beginning all the way to the end after the event of their buying experience. They got a really interaction with this your product that really resonates with them, right? It's not just a buy and that's it. Okay. So here's how you would see it in Google Analytics. I'm the journey builder, like we were seeing before, building the journey. Here's a dashboard of the Google Analytics where you have your performance, your top activities. You see people are getting music first, VIP packages, sports, what people are interested in. You have all these different data here that is very good and very valuable inside information about customers, right? Here's just more pages and how everything looks. The delivery rate, who opened it, who clicked, who unsubscribed, right? Tells you a little bit about your customers. Okay. You see which ones are getting the most interaction, less interaction, click rate. If it's rock and pop, 27% are going into that. Rock, 32. Subscribe newsletter, 16. So you can see, what people are liking each one of them. What are their interests, right? So you can go in the page view. You can see their conversion rate, and from this information, you can know what to do next, right? What to follow with. Okay, so for example, here, like I said before, we see, the music, VIP packages, music package, deals, sports. We see, the page views that each one is having, who's, the average time and their conversion rate. So with all this information, you can go on and follow the steps with Einstein again, and we can build a customized journey for them. Okay, they're more into emails, send an email. Then what to do next? They're more into SMS. Well, let's send them a promo on their phone, etc. And then you can interconnect actually with contacts or multi-channel audience, Google Analytics. It's just so many possibilities that you can do to create the perfect customer experience. Okay. Here we can see a little bit of how an email would go to one of these customers, right? So we got all this information from Google, and now let's put it into practice. Okay, so we have, for example, somebody that likes more Chris Stapleton, somebody that likes more Beyonce and Jay-Z. Well, we can edit this, right? We have all these images, we have all this information, and now let's send each customer what they're more into it, what they've been clicking in our website, in our emails, right? See right here, we have two different ones. For Jay Robinson, for example, he likes more this kind of music. So this is what the content that we're going to put in his email. And then, for example, for Megan York, we'll put this information because it's what she likes, right? You can see the different emails. After that, we send the emails. We send the email with the information and the ad, right? And if they go and purchase a ticket, after they purchase the ticket, send a message, enjoy the show, you've purchased. Then you can go to view tickets. You see where your tickets are in the stage. You have all the information that you need for your show, right? You can easily pay through your mobile without having to go to the computer or anything like that. It's very easy to use for the customers. Very very good experience for them. Okay. And here we can see their interaction studio. You know what they've done: the mobile app, the email interaction, web on interaction. You know, all this is additional information that you get after they've purchased these tickets and how they're interacting. Okay. After that, we go to Social Studio, or we can go to email. Mobile Studio, okay, and we send them obviously the code to get into the gate, like I was saying, speaking of before, and that way, since this customer specifically is more into the cell phone, he doesn't have to print tickets or anything like that. He has everything on his phone. He doesn't need anything else. Okay. You can also, tell him to share, okay, on social media, on Twitter, for this case, for example, to send an SMS to their mobile device. Hey Megan, I saw you just got into the gate, because we also get that information when they already enter, when they use the code. Have a great time at the show. Why don't you share a picture of you at the show with your kids with this hashtag, live only happen once. And if you share it, you will enter a contest to win free tickets for your next show. Okay, and then, well, lucky she won, right? So this just tells us a little bit. I want to show you a little bit of how everything is focused on the customer. How all these technologies are helping us to first launch marketing campaigns, and once we attract those customers, we're able to divide the needs and their interest of each of them, our customers, and help through the journey of the whole buying experience. It's a whole experience altogether, right? From the moment they get that first email to the moment they share their photo once they're in the event. Okay, and that's so powered by Salesforce Marketing. Okay. So now let's go to what our course tells of with Marketing Cloud. Okay, so this is what you'll be able to do after you're done with the course. So log into the Marketing Cloud, create an email using our newest application, Content Builder, describe the various ways to store data in the Marketing Cloud, utilize the various import methods to import data to lists and data extensions, describe and use the various testing and sending options within the Marketing Cloud, analyze the results of sending using email tracking and reports, create filter or random segment using drag and drop segmentation, create filter segments based on behavioral data, utilize a query activity to create segment data, all this, right? You'll be able to describe when to use triggered emails and transactional messages, automate an email drip campaign via Automation Studio, build and automate a welcome series of using Journey Builder. Okay, that's what you learn with the course. Our next course for Marketing Cloud Email Specialist, it's from the 1st to the 10th of April, from 6 to 9 Central European time. Okay, after that, you'll also receive a voucher to get certified as a Marketing Cloud Email Specialist. So this is the salaries. Actually, these are in Spain. That's where we are. That's where I made the research. Obviously, it depends. For example, UK is a lot higher. A lot of you from UK here. It's a lot higher. And some of you in the US as well. It's higher there too. So you can actually go on Google and search it, or Glassdoor. For the UK, it's probably like £60,000 a year for 2 years experience. And in the US, probably around 85,000, 85 for 2 years. After that, I've seen salaries gone to like 100 and over 100,000 a year in the US, and because that's where the market is biggest in Salesforce, obviously. And then the freelance over here in Spain, 250 to 350 euros a day. Okay, this is a little bit of our platform. This is a view of K2 Connect once you're in. So what you have is share and earn. You have a lot of benefits, okay? But obviously, another important fact is that you're in a group with your instructor, and you'll be in this group forever. So any question that you might have, you can always ask to your instructor. Like, for example, here somebody says, "Hi Alex, do you have any resources that I can share for the Social Studio or Marketing Cloud consultant certifications?" And he will always answer quickly. Okay, so that's very good to have. And obviously, after this, you also have a lot of members that are also marketing specialists or somebody that's working already in a company that can share tips. You'll be interconnected with all these people. And also you get discount in other learning materials as well. Once a year we have a raffle to win tickets for a trip. This year's to Honduras. Okay, and I want to introduce Lonardo Barbosa. He's one of our certified instructors. He's the one that does courses specifically in South America, obviously, but he also does in other parts of the world. He has a lot of experience in Salesforce, and right now what I'm going to do is, if any one of you have any questions, you can raise your hand in the panel, and once you raise your hand, I will give way to Leonardo Barbosa to answer your questions. I'm going to leave here my contact information once again, just in case. And if some of you have any questions, you can go ahead and raise your hand. Okay. Right, well, I guess everything's pretty clear. Nobody's raising their hand. All right. Okay, well, anyway, I will follow up with you guys, and obviously you have here my information. So if you want to reach out to me, you have my email address and you have my phone number from Spain in case you guys want to reach out to me if you have any questions, or if you're maybe interested in in doing this training, or any question that you might have about K2 or anything. I'll be happy to help. Just reach out to me. All right. And well, without anything else, thank you all of you for joining this webinar. I hope it was good information for you guys, and hope to hear from you soon.